Hello and welcome to Concrete Mount Scrap More with Brenda. I'm Brenda and today we're going to show you another part of the String and Crumb series, and this one is called Pennyweights. Now the Pennyweight pattern is in the description notes below, and I put it in different sizes because I didn't know how big your strings and scraps and crumbs were, so this is what we're doing today. Now we had to change things up because this is all the low volume neutrals I now have left after I made this fun little I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm very admired. I love this kind of like neutrals. I used my neutrals to make that when I showed you guys how to do the strings on the diagonal. Well, this is what I did, but this is what I have left. So we had to actually cut yardage to make this pennyweight happen. So come on in, we'll get to the sewing. Okay, here we are with all our little odds and sods of crumbs. Now these are all really odd shaped, but you can kind of see they're kind of like in an elongated triangle. So what we're going to do now, the pattern comes in 4 sizes. Finished size here is 4 inch, 3 inch, 2.5 inch, 2 inch, 1.5, and 1 inch. Now we're going to do the 1 inch because that I think is going to be long enough for this video, because I don't want you guys to sit there and go, oh my god, she's sewing forever and ever and ever, and it never ends. So we'll do the 1 inch, and they're marked like on the side here where it says 1.0. okay, now these are not numbered, even though this is a foundation paper piece method, because it doesn't matter which side you start on, right? So it doesn't matter if you start on this side and go all the way across, or start in the middle and go both directions, it's fine, right? So this is why pennyweights are really good. Now pennyweights are used, now these have been known for other names over the years, but essentially what it is they are like, think feathered star, right? So you would add this along a star point, you know, pointed star, just along the inside of the star to create a feathered star. And yes, we had to cut yardage, so we're hoping we won't need too much else. Now, because it's foundation paper piecing again, you need to add a quarter ruler, a little invisible stick, you know, a little plastic invisible stick to help fold, tape, and just in case you make it, oops, and a rotary cutter, a sharp rotary cutter. Okay, so let's get to the sewing here. So right away, we're going to take this and we're going to just cut across like this. And this is what makes this easy. Now I'm going to start in the middle, right? Just because I can and I'm allowed to. And I'm just going to lay this out just like this, right across, and bring it up, oops, bring it up somewhere across the middle. Oops, where am I? Let's go this way. Okay, somewhere in the middle, I'm going to lay this little bits and bob up. Now, this thing is a 1/4 inch above this seam line right here. That's where it is. So, what I want to do, wait a minute, I should go like this. There, I should go like that. Put the color side down first. So this is, and you can see how it hangs out over both sides, where it's just a little bit past that 1/4 inch, but that's okay because that's going to be your first pass through here. And well, I need this to be just a little bit down further. Okay. There. Oops, I've got some stuff dropping. Now you can set your work so that it's all like, you know, 1 or 2 colors. Like you don't have to have it all the crazy colors. You can have, you know, several different colors going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim this orange, this one, to get this black up and moving. And I'm just going to go like that. And then take our add a quarter ruler, go across, like this. Oops, I'm going to get this in frame so you can see what I'm doing, right? Just like this. Trim it off and get the next black. You can also trim on this side as well while you're doing this, because otherwise, you know, like if you pick some color. Once you're doing a black background though, I will caution you against contrast. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I mean here in a second. Okay, here is a really, really, really dark green. And this is a black. There's absolutely no contrast there. But when you replace the dark green with a medium green or a lighter green, all of a sudden now you have contrast in this piece, right? So this is where, and if you have something that's too dark, oh here, like this is black, black against black, just put those to the side. You'll use them up some other place, right? It'll be fine. So here we go. Let's start. Let's get the next piece on. So the next piece would be there. And I chose batiks because I didn't want to be fussing and fiddling and trying to get a batik to work, or black to work. A black print, let's say a black on black, because batiks basically are the same both sides. So I'm just going to cut there, through there, and take this on. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to place this one here, along here, just like so. I think I'm going to stick with the orange. That orange is making me happy today. So, and you flip it over, and you can see where the oranges are sticking out. And I just became unthreaded. Let me get through this technical. I cut my thread too short, so when it popped up, it became unthreaded. Here, hang on. Let me get this out of the way, because that's causing issues. Oh, there's little stuff falling everywhere. Okay. So how is your day going here? I'm hoping it's going well. It's, lots. We have lots and lots. Ugh, I keep missing the thread. I keep missing this. You can also use penny weights just to make the block bigger. You know, if you've got a little block and you didn't want it all to be... here we go. No, I missed it. Okay, I'm going to have to cut here so I can thread my machine, because apparently I don't know how to do that today. Okay, I finally got my machine threaded as soon as my spouse walked in the room. So I'm just going to lay this down, and we're just going to sew it along here, like so. There, now, yeah, this is my day is going okay. I shouldn't say anything. Everybody's well in my house. Everybody is doing this grand when it comes to other stuff. We had a birthday in our home, or my son-in-law had a birthday here. We're filming this right at the end of March, so by the time this drops, I mean, his birthday is long past, but anyways, it's fun to, okay, it's fun to see how this all goes together. Okay, so I'm just trimming up the next stitch line, right? And the fun part about this is they never look like anything. These things never look like anything. Well, that's what it's looking like on the back. So it doesn't look like anything until you're well underway and getting your stitching done, right? So I can be a little generous on this. So I'm just going to lay it across here so I can see what's going on either side, right? Because I can see this from the front, right? So I can see where I'm sticking out. This orange and black would be cute on a Halloween quilt, wouldn't it? I was just thinking that would be so adorable. Okay. So now you want to take this and fold it out of the way just so you don't catch it and sew it in by accident. Let's get another orange piece here. There we go. Okay, and there, it's sticking out on both sides, the orange piece I chose. There we go. Yeah, but I don't know. I was kind of surprised how many neutral strings I used up in that piece that worked behind me. But I do have a few surprises coming. I will tell you that. I will announce I have a few lovely little surprises. And so stay tuned. We got a couple of things here that are very different that I haven't seen on anybody else's channel when it comes to strings and crumbs. So I'm looking forward to doing that with all of you. It's going to be an interesting little piece. There we go. Okay, now let's get this one on here. Tip that at an angle, and I'm just lining this up just like so. There's no pins, there's no fussing, there's no anything. It's just, you know, you can see it on both sides. So you just basically drop it down, hold your thread so it doesn't come undone again, and you have to sit there and stop and rethread your machine. See, you would do a few of these at a time. When you're doing pennyweights, that's the huge advantage to pennyweights, is that you're doing lots of them at once. Okay, there we go. That's what it's starting to look like. And yes, I am going with orange. I am going with the orange. I figured the orange will look cool. There. I'm putting a deeper orange in. There we go. And this is one of these fun little. You can take this kind of thing to a sew date and just play with your crumbs. It's not, you know, it doesn't hurt your brain to do this, right? So, okay, let's get to the next piece here. There. And we'll get the other side trimmed up right away so we can see what we're doing. And I gave you different sizes because I don't know what size you think of as a crumb. I really don't. I don't assume that people have the same idea as I do when it comes to this kind of thing. So, okay. Well, let's get the easy side done. I'll get this done right now. And this is a good batik too because I checked it out before I looked at it. So either side works. It'll be an interesting little piece when I'm done. Okay, and let's go digging through the pile and find another orange. Oh, this orange. Oh, this orange. That'll work. That'll be cute. Okay. And I just put that along there. Flip it over. Oh. Yeah, it's okay. If you're not sure whether the piece will fit, you can always pretend to fold it over, right? Like, you know, just give it a quick, you know, fold over, see how far off you are from the work. Okay. For some reason, one side is fitting much better than the other. Maybe it's because of the way I've done this. Oh. Here we go. So, we'll take our next one. And when you do lots of tiny piecing too, have that tape handy for the other side because it sometimes, because you've got your stitch length shortened when you're doing foundation paper piecing, and inevitably you will have issues with some breakage on your paper. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. And I need orange piece. Let's put this one in there. Why not? Okay, sticking out on both sides. I know exactly where it is. And I'll come back when we're done sewing the piece together, this part of it together, and we'll show you how to do the trimming and the stay stitching. Okay, so I just finished sewing all of this, and I'm just going to take this off the sewing machine. Here, give it a good quick finger press now. And all of these pieces now are on the some of them are on the bias, some of them are not. It's kind of all over the place. So what I want to do, before I do any cutting, before I do any trimming or anything like this, what I like to do is go in and start, and just within the seam, go do my stay stitching. And it's very quick, just to, you know, like you're going down the middle of the seam, right? So here's the seam allowance and there's the cut line. Well, you're in between there, and you just go all the way to the top and pivot with your needle down. And that way you ensure that your work does not stretch. And that's important when you're doing paper piecing and you need it to all be one size, is that you just do the stay stitching, and it doesn't take long to do. And it's a real quick, fast way of, there, we are done our stay stitching. So now I'm just gonna cut the ends. And now, this is what we've got. Now, it doesn't look like anything, right? It looks like, egad, what have you done? So what we're going to do is we're going to lay a ruler. I'm going to try and get this so you can see really well. Now I'm just going to lay it on the cut line. And we're just going to trim once, like that, and pull it away. See? Pull the other long side. Remember, you can sew these together if you wanted to make, let's say you were doing a Lone Star quilt and you wanted to make a feathered edge. These are perfect to put like little penny weights like this. They've been called all sorts of things, but mostly you see them as parts of a feathered star. But, and last not least, this one. And now everything on this is now stitched in place. It's not going to stretch. When I peel off this paper, it's going to be perfect. So now we get to see the ta-da moment. So here we are, is our darling little penny weight block. Now you could leave the paper on here, and when you sew it onto the edge of a block or edge of a star, you know exactly where these points are going to line up, and it's going to look perfect. And this was out of your scraps and crumbs, basically your little crumbs, right? Now the penny weights that I have in the pattern below, in the description box below, or the show notes, you're going to see lots of different sizes and lengths and all this stuff too. You can sew these end to end as well if you were doing a Lone Star and you needed like several to go together to, you know, like on the edge of that Lone Star, you could do that as well. So this is kind of a versatile little block to know, and it's great to sit and just, you know, like you do 1 or 2 a day, and or just one, or whatever you want to do. You can do them all rainbow colors or random, doesn't matter, it'll look great. So I hope you have fun with this block, and I want to just thank you for coming back today. It's been lovely sitting and chatting with you. Okay, you have a fabulous day. Bye! Thank you for watching our video today. We are just overjoyed with how our channel has grown. And we would like you to share, like, and subscribe these videos with your friends and other people. This is one of the quilts that we are considering at this time to do a sew along for. It is a crazy original scrappy design that was made with too much coffee and too many granola bars, and it's a lot of fun to do, and it is a really good scrap buster. So share, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Our plan for 2022 is 2 different sew-alongs for sure, and 2 different case studies. And we're going to do try and do a thing on grouping on strings and crumbs, and then another one on curves. So we've got rather an ambitious 2022 planned for you here. So, like I say, I hope you come back. Have a great week ahead, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!